What is up? Today I am talking about my process for finding and hiring and training virtual assistants. This is a must watch. This is a must listen. Let's get into it. All right, so let's break down all the steps of finding that key virtual assistant that's going to just dramatically improve your quality of life and explode your business. Firstly, you want to find mundane, repeatable tasks that you can offload. Firstly, you want to look to see if you can automate them through programs like Zapier or Google Docs, Google Forms. First, look to automate. If you can't automate, you need to figure out how you can give this to someone else. Right now, I have an individual who's doing video editing and production for me, and I have an individual who is doing social media posting for me. And by offsourcing and offloading that to these amazing people, it's freeing up thousands of hours for me. So it's really, really important. Now you might say, Mark, how do I actually define the task that I want to offload? And quite simply, you need to get serious about creating a thorough list. Step by step, start defining all of your processes and then go through and find the things that you actually maybe don't enjoy doing or are very time consuming, or maybe you're not great at and you can find someone that is better at that process. So get serious about writing down a list from top to bottom. For example, if you're running a video podcast, one of your first steps might be how you reach new guests to be on your show, how you book them, how you circle back with them, how you prepare, how you record, how you do post-production, how you post to social media, how you reconnect with your guest, and what, again, this could be a really, really comprehensive list of processes that you go through, and find any places where you can offsource that. It's super important that you're as clear as possible in your descriptions and your definitions, because that's one thing that I find that virtual assistants struggle with. You can't just say, hey, I want you to go ahead and do this. You want to give them clear direction. The more clear your directions, the better they're going to execute for you. Okay, so you found a few tasks that you would like to offsource. Now you want to decide on a budget. What can you afford? $200 a month? $500 a month, $2,000 a month. When you decide on a budget, that's going to give you an idea of how many people you can hire, what the quality of their work is going to be, and what they're actually going to be able to execute on. If you're looking for someone to just engage with people on social media, that's not going to be as expensive as someone who does the search engine optimization and the website design for your landing pages. Now that you've defined your budget and you've defined what jobs you actually want done, it's time to go ahead and post your listing. There's two sites that I typically recommend, one of which is Fiverr and the other of which is onlinejobs.ph. And I'll have a couple links down below so that you can find great leads there. There's pros and cons to both of these. Fiverr is free to get signed up. You can start posting leads for free immediately today. But one of the problems with that is you can get blown up with applicants that are maybe not great or maybe don't communicate as well. But Fiverr is a good place where you can at least get your feet wet. Onlinejobs.ph is a place I've had a lot of success, and I've actually interviewed the CEO of the company. But one of the things I love about onlinejobs.ph is everyone you hire there is from the Philippines. It's really clean. There is a good, strong community there. There's a good way of rating people. And it's just a really solid place to go. One of the downsides is you pay a monthly subscription to hire people from onlinejobs.ph. However, I found several great candidates from that website. So now that you've posted your job listing, you're probably getting a lot of messages and you're probably feeling a little bit overwhelmed. That's okay. What I would recommend is you start going through and screening some of the people that you really like. When you find someone that you like, let's say you've narrowed it down to 10 people, I want you to send them a link to a Google form that they can fill out. So this next step of the process is going to allow you to screen out and weed out the people that are really not that motivated. Maybe they're just sending an automated response. By having them fill out a Google form, you can also ask specific questions. I like to get a good idea of how well they type and how well they communicate and how well they follow directions and answer questions. You're going to be looking for things like references, previous websites they've worked on. You want to ask things like, what are your goals? Because if the person's goal in 5 years is to open up their own digital marketing agency, they're probably not going to be with you for very long, and they might not be a great fit. You really don't want someone that's very entrepreneurial in nature to be your assistant. I also like to ask open-ended questions like, why would you like to work with me? And what value do you think you can provide? Here's a link to my website or to my Instagram profile. How do you think this can be improved? Try to see if they can give you a little bit of value up front and explain what they can add to your project or your business. The bonus of having people fill out this form is now you're creating a log. You're creating a list of people that you like and could possibly work for you. Because I hate to break it to you, but the first person you hire, probably not going to be the best. I've gone through about a dozen different virtual assistants to finally find two that I really like and I can communicate with. But I've got a backlog, I've got a list of people that I can always go to draw from the well. So go ahead and hire someone. Find someone that's meet your expectations, that fits within your budget. Spoiler alert, they will almost assuredly accept less than what they ask for. So if they're asking for $500 a month, you can probably get them for $400 a month. So just keep that in mind. But go ahead and hire someone so you can get this process started. And again, you've got a list to go back to if this person doesn't work out. I think above all, I put the majority of my emphasis on communication. How willing is this person to communicate with me? If I'm sending someone a message, I'm getting a message back 2 or 3 days later, that's not going to work for me. I want someone that's quick, they're on it, and they're communicating well, efficiently, and in a short period of time. A program that I would really recommend you looking into is a program called LastPass. And what this allows you to do is give your virtual assistant access to your digital profiles and your online profiles without giving them your actual password. You can actually share a group of websites. So for example, my social media expert has access to my LinkedIn page, my Twitter page, my Instagram page, and I don't have to give them my actual password and login. So while they can log in through my LastPass, they don't have full access. Now that you've hired someone, you've got to be realistic with what they're going to be able to execute. And again, this is why you wanted to have a comprehensive list and a comprehensive definition, very specific about what you need done, because that is going to give them the framework. And don't be afraid to adjust your rules and your ideas. You want to be flexible. Keep in mind, when you hire someone new, they're new, okay? They're not going to know as much as you. They're not going to be able to execute as well as you. It's your job as a leader. You are now a leader. You are now a boss. You are now a founder. You need to be patient and work with them. I like to review their work much more regularly when I first hire them. I also like to schedule regular calls, maybe weekly, bi-weekly, so that I can work with them, say, hey, I loved what you did here. This wasn't great. How can we improve that? What can I do to give you more tools? Because really at the end of the day, they don't work for you. You work for them. Your job is to give them the tools to be successful and to execute. If they're not executing, it's probably on you. And if it is on them, you got to cut them loose quickly, go back to the well and find someone else that can execute. So long story short, make sure that you're dedicating a lot of time up front, because every minute that you spend up front helping them will make them better. It'll make them stronger and more efficient. And then over time, you can continuously remove yourself in the process as they get a better understanding of what you want from a formatting standpoint. My video editor right now, I give a little bit of direction to, but at first he was doing tons of revisions for me. Now, very limited revisions. He just edited 2 video podcasts for me. I really didn't have any changes to make. So I just said, those look good. You're all done. Where at first I was nitpicking everything so that we could find that right formatting, the right sound. The bottom line is the more time you spend up front, the less time you spend on the back end and in the future. So that's it. Be realistic with your new virtual assistant. If you can follow all these steps, I am positive and I know that you're going to find an amazing assistant who's going to help you take control of your life and explode your business, because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. Do you have a question about your virtual assistant, or you're not sure how to find a great virtual assistant? Go ahead and type it in the comments below. I'd love to engage with you and help you find an amazing person or people that can help you explode your business. I will catch you next time here on Mark Savant Media. Peace.